just walked around the 2 stalls. Again, this is was our riding ring. Patty had used a lot. It was very busy. So we're the farm was empty for probably 6 years. When we stopped doing it, I was kind of exhausted and we wanted to travel a bit. And we had no animals really here at all. And I took things down, I dismantled. And then, so as we brought a few horses home, we're going to kind of redo a little, but again, never quite large. I made that little gate there. And basically, when you have a farm, you do have to learn to do things yourself. Any fencing that was here, we put in. The modular buildings are a very good buy for our needs. The live-over stable was much different. It was quite a bit fancier than the 2-stall barns were. We had a contractor build the house for us, build the structure, build the walls. He sided it and he roofed it. And then Patty and I did the entire interior except for plumbing and electric. We had a fellow we knew do both of those things for us. And so we had the outside shell and we had an electrician and plumber, but we did everything else in there to make it into a home, in other words, and into a barn. So as we start to go back, it's a little more modest. And I'm just seeing if maybe Will and Sylvester might, I don't think they're going to come up here. I think maybe maybe I won't take a walk, but they're down there. And again, our property goes into the woods and then up the hill, and the stream is there. I do fish a little in that stream, and this hay is getting a little bit past. He would have normally done second cutting, but we're at the very end. It's a tiny field. It's a dairy farmer that does tremendous amount of acreage, and he just happens to pass by our house as he's going to other acreage, so he does our field, which has been great for a while to do. And we buy our hay from the neighbor, which is really a nice way to do it. And we don't have a lot of storage, so he brings the wagons right off the field. We take what we can, and then throughout the year, we'll get a pickup load of hay brought over. So, again, I built the farm for 2 mares with foals by their side. The idea being that when they were weaned, they the yearlings would sell before the weanlings were weaned, in other words. So it was that number. We did add 2 ponies, and that was kind of a nice number for the property. And I did enjoy it. Patty enjoyed it. Lee enjoyed growing up here. She learned to ride on Will, of course, and it was a nice thing to do. The only reason we stopped, actually, is because the thoroughbred industry in New York State is absolutely booming. And the ability to get to good horses and really make money, it becomes very expensive. So the possibility is there. It's just quite unaffordable. I started out at $5,000 stud fees, but you really are 10 to 15,000 to begin to really make horses that people really want and make a profit for the stud fee. And you're looking at 3, 4, 5 times the stud fee for the sale of the horse, certainly. But it's just you have to invest higher, that the customers out there are looking for a higher quality product, and you need to be able to deliver it. And it was just a little bit out of my reach as an agricultural teacher. But I really enjoyed having the mares and foals. They foaled right in the barn below, and we were all involved in every aspect of the farm, and that's the key. It's got to be a quality of life, and everyone has to enjoy it. It can't be drudgery. You can't be in over your head financially, and you use your property to enhance your life. And you can't feel like you're heading out to the coal mine to do the work. So when we boarded horses, I had too many. A client, I wanted to just do his mares, but he wanted me to raise the weanlings to yearlings until they shipped south, and it just added the numbers too high. The work was too hard. I would get into the house. I'd get home from work at 6:30, get into the house at 11, after you did all the work. So it was too much, which is why I stopped that. But the 2 mares with foals by their side, Patty doing some therapeutic riding, that was ideal, and I'm glad we did it. And now we're just using our property for sheer enjoyment.